Building respect and All right, here we go. Building respect and intimacy with an audience is tough, but with the right story, you can do it in less than 3 minutes. I will help you discover a powerful connection story in your own life experiences and learn to tell it like a pro. I'm Tom, and this is Selfless Storytelling, Part 2. I am so excited to bring you this training, but this is just one part of a multi-part video training. Make sure you check out the other videos so you don't miss anything, and also, if you haven't done so already, go to tomhansentraining.com, download that free workbook. It will help you seamlessly integrate any personal story into a sales pitch presentation or teaching. It's awesome. Go check it out. So today we're going to be talking about connection, building a connection with an audience. And that can be a group of people, that can be a single client or customer, building a connection. I would define a connection, a real connection, as a combination of respect and intimacy. People need to respect you, and they also need to feel emotionally connected to you. That's what a real connection is. So let's start off with respect. What kind of attributes do people respect that bring out respect from others? Well, one, people respect others that they see as accomplished, meaning you have done great and incredible things. They also respect people who are skilled, meaning that you are capable. They also respect people who are knowledgeable. You have the answers. So being accomplished, being skilled, being knowledgeable, that brings out respect. So let's talk about what brings intimacy, what brings an emotional connection. We emotionally connect to people that we see as optimistic, meaning that you are positive and happy. We also emotionally connect to people that we see as humble, meaning that you are selfless and caring. And we also emotionally connect to people that we see as vulnerable. You are authentic and you are approachable. So those are the things that bring intimacy. We're talking about optimistic, humble, vulnerable. And the things that bring respect are accomplished and skilled and knowledgeable. And now, with connection, real connection, what I told you was it's a combination of respect and intimacy. But don't those things seem contradictory to you? Right? Wouldn't you wonder, how in the world can I be both accomplished and humble? And how can I be knowledgeable and vulnerable? But that's why connection stories are so amazing, because if you can tell them, they incorporate both. They will be a perfect blend of respect and intimacy, and that builds a quick connection. That's how you can connect with people in 3 minutes or less if you're telling the right story. And the reason we can do that is because of schema. In our last video, we talked about schema. Schema is this thing that we've forgotten from psych class. Schema is that psychological term to refer to the system that our minds use to process, store, and retrieve information. So once we store something, it's there forever, and the remnants of our knowledge, memories, and experiences influences the way we see the world, our values, and behaviors. And when you activate them, you unlock all the power, because everything that's stored there comes along with whatever you're bringing to activate it. And we talked about those collective schemas. Collective schemas are those schemas that are held by groups of people. The most common ones are parables and narratives that people have stored in their minds. And when you activate them, you activate everything that's stored in them. The best example of this is the Cinderella story. So let's break down the Cinderella story. We have a virtuous character who is restrained by some kind of oppressor, is rescued by an advocate, and lives happily ever after. So think about all the times that you've seen the Cinderella story. The movie Pretty Woman, Aladdin, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, or even Harry Potter, they all follow this flow. We've heard that story lots of times, and we have built a very powerful schema for it. When we hear it, we activate all the things that bring out respect and intimacy. So let's activate one of these stories right now just to see what's stored in your schema for it. So think about the story of Harry Potter. Harry Potter's a great kid. He lives with a horrible family. I think the Dursleys, they make him live under the stairs and they don't feed him. And then Hagrid comes out of nowhere and says, "You're a wizard, Harry," and sweeps him off to Hogwarts, and he becomes this world-famous wizard and lives happily ever after. And I know there's a lot more details to it than that, but that's the basic story, right? So think about that for a minute. Let's activate that schema. Do you like Harry Potter? Of course you do. Who doesn't like Harry Potter? He's amazing. Would you hang out with Harry Potter? Yes, of course. We would all do that, yes. Would you take advice from Harry Potter? Yeah, of course. Yeah, I would listen to what he had to say. I would let him listen to my life problems and try to fix them. Of course. If Harry Potter wrote a book, I would read it. I think J.K. Rowling wrote that book. It doesn't matter. They get the point, right? All right, here we go. Have fun. So it's true that we feel connected to Harry Potter because we respect him and we are emotionally connected to him. That's the power of the connection story, like the Cinderella story. If you tell the same story and you graft your own life experiences to it, you will unlock all the power of that schema for yourself. Let me show you how I do it. I'm going to take my life experiences and I'm going to graft them to the Cinderella story to try to activate all the things stored in its schema. And I tell this story anytime I'm in a sales meeting, anytime I'm giving a presentation, because I want to build a powerful connection of respect and intimacy with whoever I'm talking to very quickly. When I was 17 years old, I had a high school guidance counselor change my life forever. I came from a great family. I was a good kid. I got good grades. I stayed out of trouble. But I was nearing the end of high school, and while I wanted to go to college, I was making no plans to do so, and I was not on a path to get in. Then one day I was sitting in homeroom and I got a terrifying pink note calling me to the office, and I never got called to the office ever for anything, so naturally I thought that I was getting arrested or something terrible was happening. But I got to the office and I met with my guidance counselor, Mr. Reeker, and he told me without any of my knowledge or consent, he enrolled me in this program called Educational Talent Search. He nominated a guy and a girl in my school. I was one of 2 students chosen in the entire school. I didn't sign up for it, he put me in it. Through this program, I was paired with a mentor. She took me on college visits. She helped me write my essays. She helped make my test scores up. And because of that program, I got a scholarship to the University of Cincinnati, and I got to college. When I was in college, I was just overwhelmed by what Mr. Reeker did for me. It was like a rock in my shoe. The question I kept asking myself was, what if he didn't pick me? I was one of 2 students chosen in the entire school for that program, and it made all the difference in the world. What if he didn't pick me? And because of that, I have wanted to do the exact same thing that Mr. Reeker did in my life. He gave me the right help at the right time. And that has been a passion of mine ever since. So what I did there was, that's my real experience and that's my real story, but I used the Cinderella schema story framework to tell my experiences, to hopefully activate all the things that that schema activates. So again, virtuous character, good kid from good family. Restrained by an oppressor. In that case, it was my complacency and lack of knowledge and experience to get to college. Rescued by an advocate, it was my guidance counselor, and lives happily ever after. I got to college on a scholarship and got the right help at the right time. So I used that framework to tell my story and hopefully activated everything that is in that schema. If I did my job, you should think about me the same way that you would think about Harry Potter. You can do the exact same thing. Use that framework for your own story and your own life experiences. And if you tell it in that way, you will activate that schema. And that schema has everything that a connection needs. It has respect and it has intimacy. Thanks for watching, guys. That's the end of this video. Check out the other videos so you don't miss anything. If you haven't done so already, make sure you go to tomhansentraining.com to download that free workbook. It will help you seamlessly integrate any personal story into a presentation, teaching, or sales pitch. Also, please like, subscribe, follow, and all the things. It really helps people find the content. I would really appreciate it. Until then, become the selfless storyteller. Check out the next video. You guys are awesome. Bye.